What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roots. So I'm going to review the 5th commercial mixtape by American rapper Young Thug. Basically, this project is called Beautiful Thugger Girls, and it came out in the late spring of 2017. So fair about it is, this is the last commercial mixtape that I have to review by Young Thug, at least amongst these recent fairs as of 2025 within these pitches as far as these formats can happen. Now, he started off doing these with particularly Barter 6 from the spring of 2015, some of these type of ordeals. These were kind of like conduit type stages as Young Thug eventually started to gear up to drop albums as far as those formats can happen. He was large, unlike the mixtape scene in the early 2010s, pitches like that. Good Gucci Mane affiliate, some of those type folks, Future, some of these type folks within particular fair in that initial type conduct, but I do remember like Barter 6 being a particular large deal, and that came out in the spring of 2015. I reviewed that way back in like mid-late 2021 pitches like that. But yeah, I've collectively reviewed a good assortment of these commercial mixtapes. There's at least 5 of these from what I remember, a good assortment. Some of these like Slime Season, some of these ones within in particular. Just being able to say, I am going to start getting into Young Thug albums and some of these compilation ones. He has a series of these within these products. Young Thug has quite a few. There's some banner and excellent fare to get to here within these pitches as far as these varieties kind of happen. Now look, from the product, this is no exception. Now this is kind of a blend of trap in here, but it's kind of like a trap and B type album within the pitch. It has like some pop trap within the pitch behind it, very much acoustic licks within the format. Just more something the way Drake would kind of do his albums in like a more R&B and rap type sense. It's kind of the format of this Young Thug, not so much doing hardcore rap and hardcore trap pitches like that, but just kind of miss the ordeal, kind of getting more rhythmic kind of radio numbers as far as these pitches happen. This definitely feels like a pretty large conduit to like the fair as far as Young Thug starting to break out in like commercial spotlight. Now the fair about it is, I think this had some, it didn't appear to have any singles within it as far as these pitches could happen. I would say at least Relationship was the most popular song off this album, which has 400 million plays on Spotify, but it's kind of the pitch as far as saying the promotion type fair, similar to like, this is kind of some of those type of products that this was still kind of more or less, to say basically like a commercial mixtape, this story deal that has the format of like a mixtape, just more in the aspect that is something that's kind of above ground that obviously you would purchase and so on, stuff where it deals with the aspects as far as the fair's going to happen, but just not quite the full-bound kind of commercial pizzazz of an album, but definitely within the pitch that is definitely banner enough within the product. I think despite the fact, even if this product had been a mixtape, I think this would have been a rave type product within the ordeals behind it, but it's just not something you can just download off of the former DAT Piff or things like that, certified mixtapes, some of these stuff places within the ordeal. But it is a classic project here. Out of the 14 songs, recommend all 14. It's another excellent banner type pitch for Young Thug as far as these fairs going to happen, just some good type ordeals. Yeah, like this does have, like I was saying, it says blends of trap on here, but it's more oriented within this. Pretty much, like I would say, like an acoustic kind of trap album within some of these type pitches, just kind of a more rhythmic type one and something more that would kind of be picked up on like an urban kind of pop station. Some of those type pitches within format, not to say full bound like it's urban, like it's not commercial, but just kind of within the pitch as far as saying it has some good type chart appeal within those aspects. But I look after it here, just similar to how Future kind of Young Thug is on the same type tip as Future is within those pitches as far as being like a trap heavyweight pitches like that, but it's kind of the ordeal. So this product has some good contemporaneous about it that's underrated as far as what's fair. It's excellent within the pitch, but I look after here. So yeah, just to say within the fair, it feels like a trap album, but it's this kind of pitch that just has some acoustic and kind of rhythmic type jive about it. It's just a more pop centric one within those pitches. So definitely excellent type format, but considering that there were no singles, I'm just gonna hop right towards this album just to be able to say, but I will talk about in a single type format the most popular song of this album, which is Relationship featuring Future. This is a good choice for like one that has like some breakthroughs as far as what's going to happen. This is Relationship's like a dope typical danger to kind of get in passage, I say within the products of it. This 5 o'clock p.m. malaise pitches like that, good trap breakthrough. I would definitely say like I was good trap breakthrough, like I was saying here, just the product of some of those type ones that Future was kind of doing on Streets Calling and Pluto, some of those type aspects of the tone, just kind of in a more 5 o'clock kind of alt rock kind of glaze factor about a good type fair, and this is a lit type one. It's the format of Future, some of these type folks, Young Thug just doing this particular fair, getting like a good pop grab within those pitches. It's real Apple in this sense. In this, it's definitely has some excellent contemporary type feel for 2017 pitches like that as far as these ordeals going to happen, breaking Young Thug further into the spotlight as far as these pitches going to happen. Now back in these days, talking about this in 2025 when it's been several years as far as when this album came out is one thing. It was within the pitch. Back in 2017, some of these pitches were kind of differential considering the fact that Young Thug had not dropped an album as full bound at this particular stage. He had dropped these commercial mixtapes, but his catalog was a little bit shorter around this particular time as far as these fairs kind of went. This is the pitch. He was a mixtape giant similar to Future and Gucci Mane, some of those type folks, but he was starting to get these albums fleshed out. These were kind of like the glancing blows before we started getting to like the uppercuts, some of those I pitched for them for us. This excellent type of ordeals, but Yeah, I recommend every song off this album. Simple enough, 10 out of 10. So I look after hear some of these type ones, like one of which is Do You Love Me, this excellent type ordeal. It's like a basic, dope, kind of rhythmic hop to kind of get. Definitely reminds of Drake One Dance from 2016 off of his Views album. Sounds like pitches similar to Sean Kingston and Drake on One Dance. Sounds like fares similar to Sean Kingston's albums in general, and then Drake on One Dance. Sounds like format. It's like a tropical kind of poolside good as far as this pitch kind of goes. So it's good type bounce about it. Nice breezy kind of summerside hop as far as those pitches kind of happen. There's some other ones like that on here in a more glazed type sense. There's one in particular I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, You Said is a quality one with Quavo. This is like a refined kind of pop smoke like trap satin to kind of get with the aspects of it here. This definitely reminds of YNW Melly, traces of pop smoke in certain type senses, despite the fact this came out before pop smoke was really on the scene. It's like some good chandelier kind of trap basking as far as those aspects kind of happen. So it's just basically like a song like Do You Love Me, but just not quite as rhythmic and breezy, and just a little bit more evening type fare within the pitch as far as those products kind of happen. It's a little bit more glossed out type product as far as something that's just kind of something that feels like folks like Bad Bunny and folks like that, similar to folks that feel like J Balvin and Bad Bunny, some of those type folks within the relative type late 2010s, early 2020s trap scene within some of those products. So good type fares, nice summerside kind of villa type one within those pitches. She Wanna Party is a quality one within these aspects as well. This reminds like Lil Yachty and folks like that. Lil Yachty, Lil Uzi Vert, some of those folks like a mid 2010s kind of mixtape type fair pitches like that. Definitely reminds of One Night by Lil Yachty. Some of those pitches. It's very similar to like that typical kind of almost cloud, but it's kind of more residential kind of hop, just kind of saunter, kind of time waste type one with the pitch. Just some good residential bounce and frolic as far as those pitch can happen. Excellent type fair. So. So I almost thinking this one's going to be a little bit more ravenous, but it definitely has the ordeal as far as just being like a good jaunt to kind of have like the product of this more or less kind of combo type music and a more homebound kind of hop and bop as far as this first going to happen. Just more miss like the saunter of it as far as this first going to happen. And it's excellent type pitches. Oh yeah, it's a nice one within these pairs as well. I like this particular one. It's real standout ones, like a swamped and brooding kind of early 2010s Future type vibes about this song as far as these pairs can happen. Very similar to like what Future was on Honest and a little bit of Pluto, some stuff aspects, some of those type pairs like early 2010s Future. Definitely have to say, this is just It's just a good song for feeling Fritz. My Fritz, tore up off some ganja pitches like that, and just a good Dracula type drive around as far as this pitch kind of goes. It's a very haunted type one. It's a good type, a gas type fare that Young Thug kind of does in certain aspects. A good type tone. Get these songs like Oh Yeah are on some of that Honest and Evil type shit by Future as far as this pitch kind of happens. It's an excellent type product there as far as this pitch can kind of go. I do like some of these head shop type ones on here. On Fire is an example of that as far as these fairs going to happen with it. It's like a good head shop and smoky kind of lounge fog to kind of get within the fairs. It reminds like Barter 6 from what I remember, that album by Young Thug, excellent type product of it. It's like a good home combo with it's also a good home combo with She Wanna Party songs I pitched in the product. So it's good to have like these particular sim type ones, just some neighborhood domain type noise, like trap type music that's just not as full blown ravenous, but kind of something that's kind of like an in between that's kind of more rhythmic within a little bit more simp type noise within the product, but also within the fair just being trap synced. Also having like some good trap type products as far as those fairs can happen with it. So just kind of good spin-off subgenre as far as these pitch can happen. I definitely think there probably needs to be more albums like this one as far as these fairs going to go. Just a good type pitch. It's similar to like Snoop Dogg doing like the album that he did with George Clinton, and then like the reincarnated album he did as Snoop Lion Sons type pitch. So it's a good type format, even though that's reggaeton, but just him doing that like an acoustic kind of pop trap. So it's a good type fare. But I'm talking about Young Thug, not Snoop Lion, but it's just the pitch for saying. But this looking after is a good type fare. Tomorrow Till Infinity is a nice one within these pitches as well. It's like a glissy kind of head shop and moist kind of exotic looseness kind of get here. Good stogie and Chinese food to kind of have within some of these type aspects. So just kind of tone, definitely like the product of some of these type fares. It's kind of very much, I do like some of these type ones within these aspects, like these head shop type ones. It's a little bit more within the pitch. It is something more rhythmic within a roundabout type sense. It's just a good product for some socialized, just in a more atypical type spot as far as those pitches going to happen with a good type fare. Take Care is a nice one. Definitely like the product of this one. It's like a glissy kind of house party and nightclub breeze kind of get here. Just get loose and relax and like the night fog, I'd say, within products have a good song to dance to. Some of these type ones, this is more like the nightclub type one compared to Do You Love Me, some of that pitches. That one's more like a summer hot pitch like that, but particularly Take Care just has that particular Take Care just has like a good jive to kind of have for like some dance club kind of careless break free as far as this pitch can happen within the aspect of it. So good product within these tones. Good excellent fare with these. Daddy's Birthday is a nice one as well. It's like a night shift drifting, kind of get within the products of it here. Just a basic retire and drowse as far as those pairs are going to happen. This supply run, I would definitely say within a relative touch sense, it's more mild sauce within that tone. It's kind of some quiet socialized. So this kind of one, a little bit of like a miffed and melded type move within aspects as far as those tones going to happen. It's just to miss the product, this more quiet shift just within the fare, but it's just a good type product to kind of get some of these type ones that just basic kind of cruise around within the product to just more demon time type product, but just not the full bound kind of typical when you think of night having like the stunt and floss type songs and flex type songs with the pitch. So it's good type fare. I mean, it has like mild kind of vanilla. It might be kind of like an effortless kind of flex song within those pitches, but it's just kind of fair. It's not emphasis is full bound on like the flex as far as the tones kind of, but just basic kind of simple cruise around as far as those pitches having like a gloss type sense. Feel it's a quality one as well. This is like a drowsy kind of twinkling 2010s trap to kind of get within the products over here. This reminds of like Drake off Worst Behavior from Nothing Was the Same from 2013. Good type products. It's similar to that particular format. Not as loud and as ravenous as that particular one, but definitely like some good passive commotions kind of get within those aspects. My passive, this is probably one of the closer ones like the normal trap that Young Thug kind of does like his mixtapes and albums, but it's this kind of pitch that this one is just where the turn up is probably more of like a 6.5 or a 7.25 out of 10 in terms of viciousness. Excellent song within the pitch, but it's just the fair that it's just kind of on more the heat. The stove is more set to like mild as far as those pitch can have within tones as far as aspects. Not like it's maybe mild or medium as far as those pitch can have. Just not as full blown carnivorous as Young Thug can typically get. So it's just a good type of ordeal. For y'all is a nice one within these pitches as well. Within these products, like a summer fried kind of evening drifting kind of get here, just basic kind of cruise around. I'd say and chunk up the deuce pitches like that. Some of these type products are just like simple neighborhood romps. Just good song to touch base. Some of these type formats within tones. Just hit up the fair with some of your folks. Pitches like that standard dap and commotion within those products is excellent. Get a couple smokage hits in your system. Some of these type fares in the product of it. Trying to think of some other ones I haven't talked about on here. I don't think I've talked about Family Don't Matter within these pitches. Family Don't Matter is a nice one. It's like a good Heartland glaze kind of get within the products. Just smoke real nice about this one here. The song has some simmer about it. Just a late lazy kind of barbecue and pitches like that. Just kind of good song to simp to. This neighborhood kind of commotion. Some of those type products are just typical kind of unwind pitches like that. Pretty similar to like a song like Relationship, but just less commerce in mind within the product of it. Just kind of more neighborhood. Just it's good countryside kind of Heartland type aspect within the tone. It's good to get like a trap kind of Heartland song within those pitches. Good type feel. Trying to think of some other ones I haven't talked about on here. I think that basically takes care of it. I don't know if I talked about Me or Us. I think this is one of the last ones I haven't talked about on here. But Me or Us is like a simmering kind of summerside acoustic leftover, I'd say, within the products of it. Just some MySpace gleam, I'd feel. Me or Us is like a simmering kind of summerside acoustic, I'd say, within the products of it here. Just a leftover kind of MySpace gleam pitches like that. Just some trap kind of light lick gather as far as those pitches kind of happen. So basic tailgate type noise pitches like that within those ordeals. Just as far as like some backdrop within the product of this. Outdoor kind of commotion. Pretty much just light kind of cookout type fashion. Some of those type products within the tone. Good neighborhood crawl pitch like that, just an aspect of like a basic kind of gather sound stuff products. Pretty similar to Family Don't Matter, just within the product of just like neighborhood kind of just radio grab pitches like that. So some of these type ones do have like some good radio grab type appeal. Like I said, this is a very acoustic pop trap type one within the pitch that just has the fair. A lot of these are going to have like the grabs. Not as much rapping on here as full bound within the pitch, but just kind of the fair, just like some. It's not just good pop rhythmic kind of jive as far as this fair's going to go. So good type pitch, but I look after it. I think that basically takes care of this album within the format of it, just within the pitch behind it. So I'd have to say all 14 of these songs I recommend. Just talk about these. I think I talked about Do You Love Me, Family Don't Matter, Daddy's Birthday, some of these type ones, Get High, You Said. So maybe I didn't talk about Get High. I don't think I talked about Get High. Get High has Snoop Dogg and Lil Durk on here. It's good type products for this one. It's like a dark brooding. Get High is like a dark brooding kind of after hours torching kind of get within these products. It's good contemplate, kind of have personal type one within a sense, and like some affable kind of social low-keying as far as this pitch kind of happens. So just to miss the fair. It's kind of one of those type ones that Eminem or Tech Nine will kind of do in a more brooding type sense, like middle fingers up pitch like that. Just kind of a complaint type song with the aspect, but just kind of fair, just Young Thug nailing that particular vibe, just kind of having the affability, mind some brooding about it, but just kind of within a more social type aspect where it's not just you kind of teed off or pissed off within those aspects. It just has like the commotion, just having some folks around kind of seeing that typical type for that. Folks like Eminem, Hopsin, Tech Nine, some of those type folks do in particular. So good type product, good, great song to smoke to. Just like, oh yeah, some of these type ones in the pitch. I do like some of these swamped and morose type ones. I think that takes care of the fair about this album. 10 out of 10 album within these pitches. Social score is probably going to get maybe like a 9.75. I mean, I think within the fair it would get like a 10 out of 10, but it's just more like a 9.75 because there wasn't any promotion about it. It's full bound. Really, this album is a little bit. It's a good type product to have within these pitches. Just kind of the format that in terms of like the relative kind of chart appeal about this product. I'm going to look and see if Relationship had like some chart appeals about it. Your Relationship hit number 65 on the Billboard 100 number 26 on the rap song. So I look within the pitch as far as it has the particular appeal had in some of these. It's definitely like some trap breakthrough in terms of like an acoustic type format, very new and original within these formats as far as like some new, as far as like some shining styles that were covered as far as these pitch can have. But I just look after as far as saying it feels like this album should have done a lot better within the full-bound kind of popularity of it compared to what happened in particular. Now, this is some good type fares considering this was a commercial mixtape. Young Thug was definitely pretty much on like the hungry kind of scene, pitches like that. He was definitely getting these underground winners, pitches like that, and just some good ones. I mean, he made the commotion like the 2010s pitches like that. It's this kind of ordeal as far as saying a song that's going to be like, you know, on the size like One Dance and Jumpman by Drake and Future, some of these type ones within the pitch, and other ones like that, Bad and Bougie, some of those type ones just didn't have his full bound. It's not to say it wasn't within the pitch. I mean, Young Thug was definitely in his prime around this time. It's just kind of the fair. Feels underappreciated, so I'd say 9.75. But in terms of the future, like Young Thug is getting ready to drop an album within these pitches, so it's kind of excellent type formats, some good type fares. He's been out of prison for a good while now as far as these pitches going to happen, but he has plenty of these projects. I'm going to start getting to some of these ones like these mixtapes. There's definitely one like 1017. There's definitely some ones like 1017 Thug that I want to get to within some of these formats. But yeah, Easy Classic, another commercial mixtape highlight for Young Thug. Just him on the uprise pitch like that. Just some good acoustic mixtape trap and pop grabs as far as this goes. So it has a lot of good flair about it within these pitches.